Narrative elements. Today's topic, theme. Now, theme in literature can be defined as a one-sentence statement of the life lesson the audience can learn from the narrative. Unfortunately, outside of literature, the word theme is used interchangeably with topic and subject, so we need to clarify the difference between those in order to understand what a theme is and how to write one of your own. Also sometimes called subjects, topics are the one or two word idea or phrase of what the narrative was about. So if it asks what it's about and it's a one or two word or short phrase answer, that's going to be the topic or the subject. Examples of topics include the following: love, betrayal, adventure, friendship, family, survival. Topics, however, can be taken in a wide variety of directions because they're often vague or unclear or unspecific. Therefore, topics really don't tell us much about the narrative or the story. In literature, a theme is much deeper and more complex than a topic. A theme is never one word. Topics are one word. Themes are created by looking at the topics and making a statement about them. It's what the author wants you to learn. Some books can have many themes. Sometimes, though, one theme shines above the rest, though there may be multiple ways of phrasing that theme. Some common themes are overcoming adversity, friends or family, death is a part of life, crime does not pay, the importance of family, always be yourself, good versus evil, survival of the fittest, coming of age, and love is strong. Notice that for a number of these, they actually include some kind of verb, so they give a sense of what someone should do or be. But this is still not a full theme statement. This is just the idea of a theme. Once we have that idea, we need to create a sentence which expresses the theme in a way that makes the theme feel fresh and new. Not like we've heard it before so many times. Cliches, overused expressions. Again, the classic example of this: don't judge a book by its cover. One of the things I'll always maintain is that just because someone knows what not to do doesn't mean that they know what to do. So here's some examples of some quality theme statements. Knowing who you come from helps you know who you are. Strong love loves someone, not just despite their differences, but because of them. Sometimes you have to let go and trust your friends and family. We have to learn to accept love in order to receive it. So to write a theme statement, you need to meet these 6 criteria. First of all, you need to remember that it comes from how the protagonist resolves the conflict. So you have to understand the plot, the conflict, and the characters. For example, a positive reaction, meaning that epilogue, the denouement, the part that comes after the resolution of the conflict. If that's positive, then the reaction indicates the reader should emulate or be like the protagonist in a literal, figurative, or symbolic sense, meaning we should do what that character did because it turned out well. A negative reaction where people are unhappy, it's bittersweet, it's sad, tragic, hurtful, that would indicate that we should do something different than what the protagonist did at the end of the story. Please note, a theme statement must be one complete sentence that includes subject, verb, and complete predicate. Cannot use single words or short phrases. The shorter the theme, the harder it is to really make meaning out of it. Avoid mentioning specific details, events from the plot, character names, setting labels from the source. If we put those details in the theme statement, then that theme only applies to that particular story in that particular setting or to those particular characters. Also avoid negative words, not, an apostrophe T, never, and overly general words like always and forever. Again, just because someone tells you what to do, not to do, doesn't mean you know what to do. Theme statements also should be stated in such a way that the theme applies to life in general or to a wide audience. It is difficult to write a theme that can equally apply to everyone, everywhere, every time. However, if it only applies to a narrow group of people, it's really not much of a theme statement. It doesn't apply to enough people to have it matter or meaningful to them. And finally, avoid cliches and tired, overused expressions, which the audience will ignore because they've heard it all before. There's nothing new about it, therefore there's nothing interesting in the story. A well-crafted theme should inspire someone to want to know how we got to that point, to give them a chance to apply that to their own lives and wonder more perhaps about the story that they maybe missed the first time. Your practice activity today takes you through La Linea or the Hate You Give, and with a little progression here. Take it from topic to a phrase to a theme statement. So first, identify and describe 2 topics present in whichever novel you selected. Identify the topic and how that topic is included or shown in the story. These are not big boxes because they shouldn't be much stated here. A theme phrase, one of the topics from above, and create a short theme phrase for the novel. Approximately 2 to 5 words. A little more detail, just the topic. It might even be a cliche. The example of friendship, a theme phrase might be friendship is family or friends protect each other. Please don't do the friends always have each other's back, even though it's present in a lot of stories. So once we have the topic, we move from that to a little more precise in the theme phrase, and from there we move to the theme statement. Again, one complete sentence, avoid mentioning specifics, avoid negative words, apply to life in general, and avoid cliches. So for this, you need to write your theme statement. Might be a really good idea to draft a theme statement and get feedback from your teacher at this part of the process, whether in person, Google Meet, office hours, or email. Then explain your theme. First, explain how the theme statement fits the conflict, the characters, and the events of the novel, meaning show how that theme comes out of the book. This might be more than one sentence of an explanation. Second, explain how the theme statement applies to the reader and or to life in general. So make sure we show how it goes above and beyond just the specifics of the book. Do that for the La Linea or for The Hate U Give. And then again, recommending you working with your group if that's applicable to you. Go ahead for the book that you are doing right now for class and follow the same 3-step process from topic to theme phrase to theme statement. And go ahead and submit your work. Again, if you'd like to use this in place of the work that you're being assigned for those doing the adaptations packet, you are welcome and encouraged to do so.